Well, the Edmonton Oilers will be looking for victory number 24 on the season on Hockey Day in Canada. Happy Hockey Day to everybody celebrating as we bring in Jack Michaels. You can hear him tonight on the Oilers radio network alongside Bob Stauffer in the radio broadcast booth. And you'll be calling a game without Leon Draisaitl on the ice. His number 29 is taking a leave of absence. All the best to Draisaitl and his family, but a tough challenge for the Oilers embarking forward.
No question, and Leon is an incredibly durable player. Really, until the stretch drive last year, he had missed like a handful of games in the last 7 or 8 years. So he's always been a security blanket for the Oilers in their lineup, a guy that they depend on routinely, obviously for offense, but also leadership. So, you know, you're losing one of the top 5 players in the world out of your lineup. I know you have Connor McDavid. I know you have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. But, yes, absolutely. This is a major loss that the Oilers are going to have to adjust to over the next week. And for Leon Draisaitl, you know, we can only hope that things are okay on the family front, because we sometimes forget over the course of an 82-game season that they do have, you know, lives outside of the world of NHL hockey. And, you know, you hope that that situation gets stabilized so that Leon's family can kind of move on, and also so that Leon can come back with a clear head. So obviously your sentiments are probably felt by all of Oil Country, because, you know, as we learned from celebrating Leon Draisaitl's 1,000th point recently, family and friends are everything to him. And so that's why this is tough news.
And family always comes before hockey. But now let's get to the hockey, because now opportunity does breed for a couple of players either coming back in the lineup or moving up in the lineup. Trent Frederic getting a look in the top 6. Podkolzin on the top line alongside Connor McDavid. Andrew Mangiapane comes in. What do you make of all this opportunity for these players?
Well, again, you're losing a guy who's, you know, top 5 in the league in goal scoring, top 5 in the league in scoring. And that's on an annual basis. It's not just this year. So ultimately, those players are going to be entrusted upon with not only, you know, sawing off the game 5-on-5, but actually contributing and pushing the Oilers over the top in a game against the last place Canucks, who are missing the guy who's been their top player this year, Kiefer Sherwood, who not only leads their team in goals, but also is second in the league in hits. I mean, the Canucks are a little beat up as well. They don't have Thatcher Demko. Kevin Lankinen will start. He's played better than his numbers would suggest, but this is a last-place hockey club. And quite frankly, when you're in a chase for your first division title since 1987, these are the kind of games. We're down to the final 34 games all of a sudden. You can't let this one slide. So Edmonton's got to bear down. I know they're missing Draisaitl, but they've got a better team tonight. And those guys that you talked about, particularly Trent Frederic getting a look in the top 6, you know, that's an opportunity he can't afford to let pass by, because Draisaitl is going to be back at some point. And there's going to be an addition or two at the trade deadline as Edmonton loads up for a potential 3rd straight run to the Cup final. So you want to make your stamp right now when you have the opportunity.
All right, it will be Tristan Jarry also getting the start between the pipes. He'll be making his 5th start in an Oilers uniform, the 299th of his NHL career. 3-0-1 so far, coming off that overtime loss in Chicago, but number 35 looks pretty good so far in an Oilers uniform, safe to say.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, in Nashville, Edmonton didn't play that well in front of him, quite frankly. You know, I think you were right in saying they weren't particularly good in Chicago or Nashville.
Yeah,
and
excuse me, I did mean
there were a number of things about that game, those games, that were actually cleaned up the other night. Except Ilya Sorokin was the goaltender, and anyone who's followed the Edmonton Oilers over the last 6 or 7 years knows that when Sorokin's in net, you better get one, or you're likely going to get none. And that's exactly what happened against Sorokin the other night. I thought Edmonton played, I mean, geez, they outshot the Islanders 24-6 over the last 2 periods. They basically locked it down. It was a goaltender's duel. Sorokin was phenomenal. If they bring that game tonight, they're liable to not only win, but win easily. The Canucks have not won a game in regulation since December the 19th. They're the last place team in the standings. They're missing some key people. You have to take advantage of that.
Well, the Oilers will be looking to take advantage on Hockey Day in Canada. What a perfect way to bookend a great day with an all-Canadian matchup. The Oilers 8-2-2 against Canadian teams this season.